Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Dollar Store Finds. And what Dollar Store Finds is me walking into toy shops, figure shops, any kind of shops, looking for a cheap figure to paint, to try new techniques. This is a great way to do it because, well, cheap figures are usually, a couple of dollars, and it's good to try out new techniques before moving on to a figure that you really want to paint. Um, Lately, though, I've been quite lucky. I've been finding really nice figures to paint, and this, of course, will add to my collection of dragons or my collection of monsters for my role-playing games and stuff like that. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna break this open. We're gonna have a look at the figure inside, and then I'll give it a new coat of paint. Sometimes I'll keep the color to what it was. Sometimes I'll take it as a stretch, but I can already see problems with this figure. There's a problem with the wing and stuff like that, which I will see if I can do anything about, and maybe give it a nice like STL base, courtesy of Joe, who seems to supply me all these nice looking bases. If you have any free bases you wanna share the STLs of, send me a DM or put the link in the description. I wouldn't be more than happy to print it and paint it and mount a figure on it. Yeah, so this one is again from the Dragon Devil Dom Contend. The last one I did was also the same thing. The other one was a griffin. This one looks like a dragon. Smells like a dragon. Probably talks like a dragon. Probably is a dragon. And it's also done by this just jointed whatever that is. So yeah. So like I said, we're gonna have a look inside. I'm gonna break this open. We're gonna have a good look at this in better detail, and then I'll give it a coat of paint, and then hopefully we'll have a side-by-side comparison. If not, before and after, to see whether whether I can do it in this figure any justice. So that's pretty much the idea. Let's get to it. Yep. So let's have a look at this. It's already started. Let's not waste much time. Let's go in. Right. So the first thing you notice is that actually the airbrush stuff on the airbrush work on the wings are really not bad. Well, it's not bad. I mean, it's possible if you're just playing it. And let's look at the face a little bit. It's got a nice looking face. Somebody just went in and did the eyes. That looks pretty alright. I'm not so sure, is that a beak? It probably is a beak. It's got nice horns. It's got horns, and it's not painted nicely, so I'll probably clean that up. It's got nice like carapace. Yeah, but the thing is, look at the silhouette looks a bit strange. Look like it's, yeah. Look at tail. Sculpt's not bad actually. There's a reasonable amount of detail in this. Yeah, there's not much texture here either. So maybe a bit of a leathery sort of like color scheme. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad. Now just to decide what color I'm going to go with, and perhaps and also fix the wings. Maybe some hot water. Fix the wings. Make sure I get them looking quite nice. Right. So I gave the figure quick spray of barbarian flesh, and on the underside I gave it a little bit of a blast of matte black, just to undershade, and this probably helped me when I'll probably use a wash for this, but it came out quite alright. I just don't like the way the wings. Maybe I can figure out a way to sort it out. Yeah, so that's step number one. Right, so step number 2 is I give the full figure a nice wash of Army Painter's Flash Wash. I like the fact that it looked very leathery, very skin-like. I like that effect. Yeah, so step number 2, flash wash. I'm gonna make the flash wash. Right, so started working on the face a little bit, just doing a little bit of highlights, trying to find out where everything is. The face is decaying slightly, so I'm alternating between working with some fresh flesh and some strong, highlights of skeleton bone, just to see where everything is. I'll probably throw this on a bit later and like shade it down better with some quick shape. But look at that, that's quite nice looking actually. It's turning out quite nice. I've still got a ways to go, and as you can see, I've the exposed gut. I've tried to get some of that happening. Yeah, it's a long way to go. It still requires a lot of like washes and cleaning up, especially like that bit over there, over the brow. But I just wanted to know where everything is and knock it out. But once you realize that it's a face that's slowly decaying away, it's much easier. Oh, what the hell is that? Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah, and it's really nice. The jaw is removed, so the jaw must have fallen off. So it's actually quite nice figure. I'm quite enjoying doing this. Yep. Right. So I think this is coming along quite nicely. There's a skeletal hand. It's got his rib cage being seen. Like I said earlier, there's the belly. There's the rotting eye, and then there's the what it perhaps used to look like. Highlighted the leathery skin a little bit underneath. It's almost done actually. You know what? It's yeah, it's alright. It's not too bad. I have to get a base for it, then like do the final touches for it. Yeah, there you go. Right, so having a look at the figure before we started, the figure was painted dark. There were some nice ideas when it started off with the skin-looking wings, but the dark color obscured the face. I thought the face part was a beak, in which case I thought this was going to be a cockatrice. But the more I painted it, the more I began to realize that perhaps this was not a cockatrice, and this was not just a normal dragon. It then occurred to me when I was like doing the face, and I realized, oh, hang on, the difference between the left side and the right side was actually quite obvious. Yeah, you could pretty much say that on one side it looked like everything was where it was supposed to be, and the other side looked like it was rotting away. So yeah, this is perhaps a zombie dragon. But so when I was painting this, I went with that. I went for the more dry skin with just a little bit of like a leathery skin texture. But I also went with the eye glowing a little bit. So this is more a dragon lich or a drag lich instead of a zombie dragon. But it's one of the two. I could use this for either. But I like how it turned out. I like how, despite how it looked like when it started out, it does look like a zombie dragon lich figure. And I like how the fact that this figure started off in a cheap dollar store. The amount of color you put on a figure changes how a figure looks. If you are a new painter, please know that a figure is only done when you say it's done. Also know that new coat of paint changes how a figure looks. So if you have some figures in your collection which are not looking that great, give it a strip, give it another coat of paint, see what happens. And for me, this was fantastic, because when I try using different methods on cheap figures, I'm willing to take a bigger risk because I don't have to go through the whole stripping or repainting or respraying. So this was great. These are great exercise figures for me, and I really liked how it turned out. So I'm gonna call this one a zombie dragon or dragon lich. And this pretty much took me maybe a day, 2 days Not counting the drying time, of course, the base and stuff like that. Even the base, looking at the base, I used the Painter ash waste, and I put a little bit of a brown battleground simply for that barren look. Hopefully the lighter looking base helps with the figure, so the focus is on the figure itself. I didn't want to decorate the figure too much because for me it had to be a simple barren base. I mean, it's an undead, it's a zombie dragon, lich dragon. So yeah, I like how it turned out. Hopefully you liked it too. Head on down to your local dollar store, go get yourself some figures, try things out. We have a Buy Me a Coffee, so if you liked what you see, Buy Me a Coffee. Like and subscribe at the very least, and don't forget to enjoy painting those figures.